Hey guys. Well, I made this cute little card yesterday. I just sort of came up with an idea. I had been making lots of cards with the Les Shop or the Let's Go Shopping stamps and dies. And I had an extra one sitting on my countertop, and I was like, I would really like to have a house stamp and whatever. And we don't have one right now. We had the gingerbread houses in the holiday catalog last year, I believe, or maybe 2 years ago. I think it was last year. But anyway, so I was like, well, and I was looking at it, it's like, I could make that a house. So it took me a little practice, but that's what I'm going to show you today. And maybe some of you recognize what this motivation was from. If you've ever seen the Disney movie Up, that's kind of where I got this idea. I just wanted to make something cute like that with a ton of balloons and everything. So obviously I used Let's Go Shopping in the beautiful balloons stamp and dies. So first we're going to do the house. This is what the stamp actually looks like, and I'll just show you how I changed it just to make it a cute little house. And I have some other ideas to do this with houses also. So we're going to get started with the house, and then I'll show you the balloons, and pretty easy card. Okay, got my stamp on the block. What I'm not using is I'm not using the Memento ink for this. I don't want the whole stamp to have ink on it. Obviously, I don't want the big window and the little sign in the door. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the Stampin' Write marker. Now, these little scallops at the top, I didn't want those, but when I put the roof on, I covered it up. So I don't have to worry about if I get any ink on those. So you don't want the big window, and you don't want the sign in the door. But everything else on the door is, you do want, or I wanted. Okay, and then this side is the side I made the most mistakes with, because the window is so close to the edge. All right, let's see if this works. You always got to huff on your stamps when you ink them up with markers, because the markers dry. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I got it right. When I did it myself, I mean, I forgot to ink up that part. I had too much ink on that. So there you go. There it is, looking like a house. The other thing we're gonna do, because I did want it to have a little window, here's this stamp, which is this right here. So if you make them, you know, the second level of the building, but I just want one window. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Sorry, I'm probably doing it where you can't even see. Okay. All right. And then I just try to put it in the center. I did this without measuring or putting a little place where I wanted it before, so I can't believe it. Maybe I should make videos every time I want to make a card, because it looks good. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna heat set this a little bit. We are using blends on this, and it's not meant for that, so you just have to be a little careful when you're coloring it. I don't even know if this helps, but I do that anyway. But what I always do, I always say this in other videos and on my site and everything, I die cut it before I color it. Because if you spend the time coloring it and then somehow something shifts when you're putting it through the die cut machine and it comes out wrong, you got to color it all over again. So you got to stamp it like that and color it again. So I'm gonna go die cut this, and then we just got a few more steps for the house. Okay, so this is just really basic coloring. It's not anything, you know, fancy. I just used Calypso Coral for the door and Lemon Lolly for the house. And then up here, because it doesn't matter, because you're not going to see any of that. That's what the dark one, and then the light one. It is going to touch the black some, and I did see that sometimes it bled a little. So I just try to be as careful as I can be. All right. And then the door, I think I just used the light. I was actually looking at a picture of Up, the poster for Up, and the house was yellow and had kind of like an orange door. So once again, my inspiration. That movie came out a long time ago. My kids were still little, and everybody loved it. Okay, all right, easy. Our house is colored. Okay. See the difference? I mean, right? Shop, house. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I made the roof, which is easy. Just a piece of basic white. And then I'm using Stylish Shapes. And I think it's this one. Let me see. Yeah, it's this one. So I just cut the whole thing. And then if you can see, let's see, you see how it's embossed? I did that with the timber embossing folder. If you look at, well, let's do that. I'm going to die cut that and then emboss it and show you that. And then I'm going to show you the chimney, which you can't really see the chimney a whole bunch because it's obviously the balloons, but you can still see it a little bit. Okay, so I die cut it, and before I emboss it, we're just going to cut it in half. Just line up, let's see, I'll do it up here so you can see it. Line up that edge and this edge into the cutting thing. There we go. Now you got two roofs. All right, easy. For the chimney, here's the shopping dies. Obviously we use this one right here for that. What I used for the chimney was this one, which is actually a die that's for the door. Like if you wanted to put something on the other side of the door. So it's for the door, but I didn't use the curved side up. I've just put that underneath the house. That's what I used for that. And this is what it looks like before I emboss it. It's tiny. Okay, so you just turn it like that. And I embossed it. I did a lot of embossing folders on this one. I did the exposed brick. And then for the awning over the house, or over the window, is also from shopping. It is this one right here with white. So I'll die cut those, and then I embossed it with the geometric patterns. See if you can, you see it, how it's like that? I used this part right here, okay? So I'm gonna emboss all of this, and then we'll make the background, and then I'll show you how I got the balloons. I wanted them in a certain way, and I used something else to help me get them in the kind of pattern that they're in, sort of. I'll explain it when we get to it. Okay, so there's the roof. Here's the chimney. Isn't that cool? I hope you can see it. I think you can, okay? And then here's the awning. I always tell everybody, one of the best things, and really one of the less expensive things, is the embossing folders. It can really change so many things about your card. You know, you do a simple card with just like one flower, and you put like a colored cardstock in the back, and you emboss it with a folder. It changes it like a lot. Okay. So you'll see, let me get my glue, my scissors. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put glue down here. And then I'm gonna put my roof on the top. And you're gonna see some of the building sticks out. We're just gonna cut that off. Just let that dry. Then we're gonna put our awning over the window. Look at that. Isn't that such a cute little house? And then the, well, let's see. You can see I'm just gonna cut off that. You're not even gonna see it. And you don't want it sticking out because it doesn't look right. There you go. There's our house. And then the, let's see, where do I put it? The chimney, it's about like right there. So just put a little bit of glue on the bottom. I should have had one of my silicone mats over here. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I mean, it's a cute little house. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna make our background paper. This is easy. It's just 2 colors with the blending brushes. And then we'll start assembling everything, and I'll show you the balloons. Okay, so we're using Balmy Blue and Lemon Lime Twist. I usually start with the bottom sometimes. Okay, and then I think I need to re-ink my Balmy because it's so pretty easy. I wanted it, actually, I'm looking at my card that I already made. It was a little darker, so make it a little darker. Okay, pretty easy. Blending brushes are about, I think, my favorite thing that they've had come out in the last few years. Changed my life. Can make things so much easier. Okay. So there's where our little house goes. Now I'm going to show you the balloons. I've already die cut them. They're, excuse me, there are 13 balloons, so I didn't think you want to sit here and watch me die cut all of them. I used, every single one is a different color. Tahitian Tide Bubble Bath. It's a new one, so I can't really remember the name. Lemon Lolly, Soft Sea Foam, Melon Mambo, Poppy Parade, Pool Party, Lemon Lime Twist, Blueberry, Crush Curry, Daffodil, Granny Apple, and Pumpkin Pie. Okay, so what I was doing when I was trying to put it together, I just was not getting them the way I wanted them. I wanted them to be kind of like an oval shape. And we don't have oval dies anymore, but here, look at the balloon size. This is the one I used for all of those. We have this one, this big one right here. And what I did was I just die cut a piece of basic white. It's actually got stuff on it. It was actually when I was trying to make that the first time, but you're not going to see any of it. So what I do is I'm going to get my silicone sheet and I'm going to show you how to assemble them, how I did it anyway. All right, I'm going to lay all these down upside down because I'm going to put glue on them. When you die cut, typically the underside has some texture to it. See if you can see the texture? So that's how I know that's the underside. Although it does look kind of cool. You could use the texture side just face up, but all right. Happened to me the first time too. Now there's going to be glue all over the front of that. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we'll have to use something to get the glue off. Okay. Good Lord. All right. I'm going to actually let those dry so they become just tacky, and then we'll start assembling them. All right. What I wanted to do is I wanted that all the bottoms of the balloons could be seen. So see how you can see the bottom of each one? I didn't want one covered, they cover each other, but you always get to see the bottom. Oh, here's my Lemon Lolly. That's covered in glue. And I'm just putting them on so they're covered. You're not gonna see this big balloon behind it. Actually, no, it's Soft Sea Foam. It's because I got glue all over it. I can't leave. Can you see it? There's glue all over it. I'm gonna get everything assembled and then figure out. I'm gonna make this one a little different. Gonna have to go under it like that. Otherwise, if I put it there, it was gonna cover up that. And you're gonna get some of that here too. That's why I do them all. Oop. I have glue all over my hand. This is gonna have to be a little different. You just want all the white covered up. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's a little different than the other one, but like I said, it's all different colors, so it really doesn't matter. I just kind of like to keep the blues separate, the greens separate. Look at that, isn't that cute? There you go. Just use it really as a template, I guess you could say. So cute. All right, let me get the glue off of that one and that one. And then we're gonna put on the strings. Okay, so there's obviously baker's twine. There's a set of it that you can see it in the catalog. But what I used was, this was something that's part of one of the kits, which you don't see in the catalog, but they are online. And this is from the Sentimental Rose card kit. Okay, so here's the baker's twine. See if this will, and then this is from the Sentimental Rose kit. So you see the difference in how the Sentimental Rose is a little thinner. So that's what I used instead of the baker's twine, because I didn't want them overpowering everything. Okay, and so what I did, that red one's bugging me. There we go. I just do, you could use glue dots on all of them, but the glue dot is a little too big for those. So what I did was I just went along and put a little drop. You could use the fine tip glue too, but that dries pretty fast. I'm just doing it all at the bottom of the balloons, obviously. And I'm gonna let that dry too, so it's just a little tacky. And I've already cut all the pieces, and so I'll let that dry a little bit before I start putting them all on there. Okay, so you just want to, your hands are gonna get sticky because you are gonna get glue on there. Just kind of push down. Of course. This is the thing I think that took me the longest. All right, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and put them all on there now that you see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera so you're not watching it for 15 minutes, and then we're almost done. Okay, there we go. Look at that, isn't that cute? All right, set this aside, let that dry. Let the strings dry on there. I didn't measure these or anything when I cut them out. You want the ones on the top, obviously, to be a little longer because you want them all to kind of come down to the same place. All right, let's start assembling. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to, well, actually, because I ended up I was trying to get the balloons to be coming from the chimney, and it was getting a little complicated. But I don't put the glue all the way on the top in case I can get something a little under there. Okay. So cute. You want it like right about there. Oh, sorry. Right about there, kind of over your chimney. All right. I am going to tell you, I did this with Gone Fishing, but I also have for Les Shops, I have 4 other cards that you're never going to see like on my website or anything, but I will have instructions, and the instructions include pictures, all the supplies used, measurements, and step-by-step instructions. I'll have a link to it on the post about this. Okay, probably going to cut those a little bit. I didn't want them hanging all the way down. Okay. And let me, I think I got some over here too. Some glue dots. Pick that up and just put some glue dots. Come on. I have so much glue in my hands from those balloons. So much. Go down, let's see. Okay, so there's our balloons and their strings. And then I used this silver one. Make it look like it's kind of tying off. Then, let's see. Do another glue dot on top of the ribbon, the string. Everything wants to stick to me. I'm gonna have to put more glue dots under there, but there you go. Isn't that cute? I mean, it is something pretty simple, you know, a little more complicated than a really simple card. For the happy birthday, that is from the Let's Go Shopping Happy Birthday, and what I cut it with was in Let's Go Shopping dies. I cut it with this right here. And then I just went over it a little bit with the Balmy Blue, and I stamped it with Memento, and just went over it a little bit with Balmy Blue just to kind of blend it into there. So there you go, pretty easy card. I think lots of people would love this card. I know a little kid would love this card. Oh, and I did Wink of Stella on top of all the balloons. I did that. I should have done that before I put the ribbon on there, but you can still do it. Okay. If you have any questions, oh wait, I'm going to show you my cards. All right, so these are the ones that you're going to be able to, excuse me, that you won't see on my site or anything, but if you buy the PDF, you will get the pictures. Like I said, here's this one. Wish You Were Here. Here is one. It's a Faker Shaker card. Okay. Such a sweet treat. And then you could put happy birthday or whatever you want on the inside. This one. Okay. And then this one, this is done with the Les Shops Suite. Let's Eat. This is from one of the papers. And then when you open it, it says happy birthday, and you can put a gift card in here. This is perfect because so many people give you gift cards for birthdays, or you give gift cards for birthdays, and a lot of times it's to a restaurant. So there you go. Those are the 4 cards that you will see the PDF for the instructions and all the supplies and pictures and measurements. If you got any questions, let me know. Have a great day.